You got to inspect everybody. So she's got her tail up, you know, but it's also wagging in somewhat of a horizontal. So she's overall showing friendliness, obviously, but she wants to inspect everybody. But the tail's going up and towards a curl, so she is showing that dominant side of the house, you know, with being a mom. So, but yeah, she's doing her job, obviously, being a good mama.
Great girl.
What's it like being a mama, huh?
Yeah, she did way better this time around.
Yeah.
I would say better, just smoother.
Yeah. The first litter they learn, you know, and then they obviously, just like us, they get better with time, you know.
Yeah, we probably learn more. We learn more calls.
Yeah. So we got all the pups in here.
Different things happen.
So we'll just take a look. We'll tell you what we're seeing. Obviously, we're seeing some sleeping puppies, you know.
You see that a lot.
But so some things I look at when I'm just looking at the puppies overall. We got two over there. Are those two usually hanging out together?
Green's always by himself.
Always by himself. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this other one is just happening to be with Green. Is that what you're saying?
Yellow. Yeah.
So if Green is more by themselves in general, that would indicate potential independence, dominance, not like a high level dominance, you know, but it would indicate independence. If you have a puppy that you find is constantly having to be touching somebody else, constantly with somebody else, that could indicate that puppy might have some nervousness as they grow older. And all we want to do is try to foster confidence in that puppy by forcing separation. So all we would do at this age is, like, let's just say, for example, Yellow. We know that Yellow is not like this, but we just say, hey, Yellow tends to always be glued to somebody. We're going to physically move Yellow to a corner, and they have to find their way back to somebody else at this age. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As they get older, we can do other things, but right now, you know, they're 2 weeks old, which means they have minimal senses online. Their eyes should be opening or open by this point if they're not already. They can hear things, so they can hear us talking, right? If we put noises in here, they can hear that as well. They obviously have touch in their front paws and their noses. That's how they're finding mama's teats and all that, you know. So anyway, back to our overall assessment. If Green is like by themselves, that tells us, hey, that's an independent dog, or most likely going to be an independent dog. You know, going to be a very confident dog. So that'd go with the family that you want to have their dog independent, like hikers, campers, people that aren't going to be home all the time if they have jobs. Or maybe they take the dog to a job site with them, those kind of things. Right. You see what I'm saying? Cool. What about some of the other stuff with the other puppies here? We got this group over here hanging out.
Purple seems to be the most laid back, like when I pick
Purple,
her up.
Purple.
I think
she
that's
right
her
there.
On the bottom right there.
Yeah.
She's just this like
mellow. Yeah.
I pick her up and, you know,
not really caring.
She, you know, holding them up, tilting them down, all that, and she just kind of is like, it's cool.
Yeah. What if you pick up Green? What's Green do? But he's a little bit more restless when you pick him up. You know, he's like squirming, wanting to do his own thing. You got your notes. So that means, again, that's leaning towards that dominance, right? That confident dog that doesn't necessarily need your contact. If you have a dog that's super mellow with your contact, that dog would be more sensitive to human contact than a dog that's more confident and independent. So it's just trending along what we're thinking anyway. So Purple's super mellow when you're holding Purple. Yeah. What else you got?
Light blue is extremely vocal.
Extremely vocal.
He came out screaming. He's the biggest by far.
Oh yeah.
He's big. He makes a lot of noise.
He is a big boy. Yeah. Does he tend to be with another puppy, or is he by himself?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I would say a little bit of both.
Happy.
He curls up in the pile, but a lot of times he's off on his own.
Okay.
I was going to say also
rolling over now.
Noticed,
well, in that case, if that's the case, then I would say puppies that are going up underneath the rail could be leaning towards, you know, wanting to be underneath things, which indicates nervousness in certain dogs, not all dogs. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you see that happening, maybe pull that puppy out, put it in the middle, see what it does. Does it try to go up underneath something again? Right. And you could even put another object in here like I talked about just to test it, not just to see if it's up against the wall or anything. Put one in the middle or something, and you pull the puppy out, put it in an open area, see if it goes up underneath something. If it does, that could indicate, hey, there's some level of nervousness there. which is not a really big deal at this point, right? Because we're going to start molding them as they get older, especially at 4 weeks, right?
Okay.
But just things you're noting, right? Is it cool if we move one?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I touch one?
I mean,
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think she's gonna care.
So the other thing too is with the puppies, as you guys know, we want to put a little bit of mild stress on them as they grow and develop, right? So at 2 weeks, we think about the senses that they have. They have their eyes open. They should be starting to hear things, right? Their hearing should be coming online. They can touch things with their nose, with their paws. So I want to stress those as much as possible. That also means they can feel touch. So that means if we pick them up, is it okay if I grab this one?
Yeah.
That means if we pick them up, you know, just a little bit of mild stressing here. We just cradle the puppy like this. He's looking around, or she.
That's a boy.
Yeah, he's looking around. I had to check real quick, you know, I had to make sure. But he's looking around, no screaming, no freaking out. You know, we can kind of just move over his whole body, get him used to getting his paws touched, because that's preparing him for grooming in the future, right? Touching his paws, putting our fingers between all his toes. He's starting to squirm a little bit, right? We can mess with his ears, getting him ready for vet, you know, things, his teeth, all that, move his mouth a little bit. Anyway, anything we're doing is just getting him already used to these kind of movements that puppies need to get used to, and you don't have to hold them for a very long time at this age. Then we just set him down, and we want to set him down away from some other puppies, right? And see what he does. That's one of those things. Remember, we were like, we can move them around, see what they do. So if he hustles back to be with a group of people, it's like, okay, he's wanting that contact. He needs that contact. If he just chills out by himself, it's like, okay, he's got that. And see, he wants to be right here next to somebody. He's hustling over, right? But if we move Blue, this is Blue, right? Mm-hmm. Big Blue. If we move Blue, right, where's Orange going now? So we do the same thing with Blue. He's a big, sleepy, chunky boy. He's looking at me. The same thing. We just want to kind of caress his whole body, move his toes, wiggle his toes, right? Move his ears. Just get him used to anything that he might need to do in his life. Brushing teeth, checking teeth, you know, checking the ears, anything the vet or the groomer might need to do. Then we just set him somewhere away from other people and see what he does from there. Okay. Now Orange went from here to over here, but now he's on the search for somebody else, right? Blue's just going to go to sleep right there. Or flop around. Oh yeah. Okay, who we got here? This is Pink. Little girl. Same thing. Just hold her up. Let her check it out. She's looking around. What's up, girl? Look at her little face. Right? We're messing with her ears a little bit. Getting her used to this type of stuff. Getting her used to the paws. That's a big thing, because we all know those dogs that are horrible at nail trims, right? You know, moving her around a little bit. Switching our hands, caressing her, all that type of stuff. Then we move her out here, okay? Now notice Orange went right over here. Blue did too, right?
Orange went right back to the same place.
Orange went right back to the same place, and there's a couple things that I look at. You know, this is a corner right here. So if dogs want to get huddled up in the corner and that's a constant thing, that just indicates, okay, submissive type behavior, nervous type behavior, possibly, right? It's not 100% at this point. It's just all indicators, right? Pink just laid down right there and went to sleep. And sometimes you have puppies that are just full of food and they just croak wherever they're at. Mm-hmm. So you're just looking at what is their tendency in most situations, right? So if we move Blue again over here, we can see what he does. Oh. And then if this is who's this? Purple. We'll see what Orange does when all the puppies are moved from him, right?
Oh, look at his face. I can't even.
All right, Purple girl.
Isn't she?
She's hanging out. She's beautiful.
Okay, she's
Mama's checking you. Yeah. You got to do your thing there. Okay. Yep. So that's a natural. People might think that's weird, but that's natural. Mm-hmm. Mama stimulates the urine and the feces, and she cleans up too at this age. So we'll let her do her business. And then we do our normal thing here. Orange is getting a little bit upset. There you go, Lena. We'll let you finish. You got to help out in the process here. Help out in the process. Purple's just fine. Purple's like, yeah, do your thing.
Isn't she just, yeah.
No problem. Good girl, Lena. See, Orange is going to another pup, so, submissive, possibly nervous indicators. At this age, you can start putting things in here they have to crawl over. And some things that might make a noise, like if you have like a water bottle, like an empty plastic water bottle, obviously you pull all that stuff off of it. You crunch it down a little bit, you put it in here, now they have to crawl over something that's crunchy, sounds weird, feels weird, it's a slick surface. So you get a bunch of stuff like that can fit in here, and you let them start walking over it, crawling over it, especially when they're old enough to start eating, food like solid food or getting some kind of wet food in a dish. You always make them crawl over something or through something, like a little tunnel type thing, because that's all environmental training. That's getting them ready for environmentals when they get older. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. We have a whole
You got a bunch of
stash
stuff?
all
Yeah.
that stuff
Yeah.
that's going to be coming out soon,
Absolutely.
including the potty tray.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's just what you'd be doing with every puppy, a couple times a day. You're picking them up. You're messing with them, their ears, their face. I always like pulling back their lips, messing with their teeth a little bit, pulling down their lower lips, holding them up, spinning them around in my hand, like facing me, facing away from me. Let's see who we haven't touched yet. We haven't touched Yellow yet. Let me see if you can let me get over there. Or we'll just get Green here. Green's going hard for the teats. So you're holding them like this, you can turn them around to face you. We're obviously talking, so they're hearing things. They're getting the vibrations of our voice and everything. Look at that cute boy. Look at that cute boy right there. What do you think, Aaron?
He's cute.
What do you think?
They're all cute.
You turn them around, right? You caress their body. The toes are a big thing right here. I'm always a big fan of getting them really used to the toes, the ears, and then pulling the lips up. Oh, you're going to open yours for me. But messing with their mouth a little bit, getting them used to just that physical touch. It's also stressing a little bit. And then we just set them down away from other people. So they have to move on their own to get back to where they want to get, whether it's to a certain resting point or to mama or something like that, And you do that a couple times every day. You're doing those mild stresses that they need as puppies to open up more neural pathways in their brain. That also helps them be more confident when they're older, more calm, learn at a better rate than other puppies that don't get this kind of treatment. You know what I'm saying? So all just big things. Plus when you set them down away from other people, again, you're gauging what they're doing. So that just gives you more indicators on potential characteristics they could have as they get older. Right. So, but freaking awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Her breath is horrendous cleaning all these puppies.
Oh yeah.
FYI.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've smelled it all.
It's like a smell that never comes out until after they clean.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, that's what you're doing. That's what you're looking for.
Okay.
And then 4 weeks is the next one, So 4 weeks, they have pretty much a lot of cognition online. So we start increasing the stresses on them. Like we were talking about, stuff they're walking over, stuff they're walking through. Something else you can do at this age, which you're probably already doing, but they're old enough to hear things, see things. So vacuuming, when she's feeding them, vacuuming in here, getting them used to vibrations, different noises, any kind of noise that you want to get them used to, household noises, right. Like baby toy stuff, if someone's getting a puppy that has a baby or something, Yeah. So all those kind of things, kids' toys, whatever. You can just get it creative with it. A bottle full of rocks, you shake it as you walk around, creates that kind of rattling noise. Right. So, yeah, they're playing now. They're having a good time.
Yeah, I haven't seen them play yet.